show the world you care. Show the world we care.
This is a CMR opinion piece. The mirage of build it and they will come. Lessons from California City to Cayman Brac. The Cayman Brac High School project takes on additional significance when viewed through the lens of political legacy building. After 3 decades in political office, Minister and now Premier Juliana O'Connor Connolly's push for this ambitious project raises questions about the true motivations behind its scope and timing. While the existing Layman E. Scott Senior High School, built in 1967, undoubtedly needs updating, the scale of the proposed replacement demands scrutiny. The numbers tell a revealing story. A 59-acre campus designed for 200 students and 40 staff members. This represents an extraordinary amount of space per student, far exceeding typical educational facility standards. The question must be asked, is this project sized for the actual needs of Cayman Brac's student population, or is it sized for someone's legacy? The irony of this grandiose project becomes apparent when examining the broader context of educational progress in the Cayman Islands over the past 8 years under Minister O'Connor Connolly's leadership. While the proposed school promises state-of-the-art facilities, fundamental educational challenges across the islands remain inadequately addressed, such as systemic issues in educational outcomes. Teacher recruitment and retention, especially of Caymanians, continues to challenge all schools. Core curriculum development has seen limited innovation, and educational inequality between islands remains a major concern as well. This pattern suggests a preference for visible, concrete monuments over the less tangible but more crucial work of systemic educational reform. It's far easier to point to a building as evidence of leadership than to demonstrate improved literacy rates or better student outcomes. The timeline of this project is telling. First mentioned in August of 2022 and receiving planning approval in December of 2023. This project appears to be racing towards completion as a capstone to a long political career. While leaving a positive legacy is a natural political ambition, it shouldn't come at the expense of practical considerations or fiscal responsibility. The accelerated timeline and ambitious scope raise and flags similar concerns to those in the now famous California City. It's a rush planning process, potentially unrealistic scale, a focus on physical infrastructure over pragmatic needs, insufficient attention to long-term sustainability. Instead of monument building, educational leadership should focus on implementing evidence-based educational reforms, addressing current system-wide challenges, developing sustainable, scalable solutions, and building capacity within existing institutions. The desire to leave a lasting legacy is understandable. But true educational legacy is measured in student success, not square footage. Rather than following California City's path of ambitious but ultimately hollow development, Cayman Brac needs right-sized, sustainable solutions that prioritize educational outcomes over architectural statements. As stakeholders and taxpayers here in the Cayman Islands, every single Caymanian should consider this project and ask themselves, does Cayman Brac need a monument to political legacy, or does it need practical, effective educational solutions? The lessons of California City suggest that when personal ambition drives public development, the community often pays the price long after the groundbreaking ceremony is forgotten. In the annals of ambitious development projects, there's a recurring pattern that serves as a cautionary tale. The seductive belief that mere construction will inevitably attract prosperity and results. This build it and they will come philosophy has led to numerous projects where grand visions collide harshly with reality. 2 such examples, separated by decades and geography, are united in their cautionary lessons. the California City and the Cayman Brac School Project. California City stands as perhaps the most striking example of unfulfilled development ambitions in American history. Conceived in the 1950s by real estate developer Nat Mendelsohn, the project envisioned a metropolis to rival Los Angeles. The master plan included a vast network of roads carved into the Mojave Desert, with spaces designed for homes, businesses, and parks. The infrastructure was laid out meticulously. Roads were paved, lots were parceled, and street signs were erected. But today, California City tells a different story. Most of the 203 square miles remains empty, with paved roads leading nowhere, forming a ghost grid visible from space. The population hovers around 15,000, a far cry from the millions once dreamed of. The desert winds still blow across vacant lots where shopping centers and bustling neighborhoods were meant to stand. The ambitious school project in Cayman Brac shows alarming parallels to California City's story. Like its California counterpart, the project appears to be built on optimistic projections rather than rigorous demographic analysis. The scale of the school project seems disconnected from the island's actual population and growth trends, much like how California City's planners overestimated future population growth. Both projects suffer from what psychologists call the planning fallacy, the tendency to underestimate the time, cost, and risk involved in future actions. This cognitive bias leads planners to overlook local constraints, so California City's harsh desert environment and Cayman Brac's limited population, dismiss historical precedents of similar field projects, and assume best-case scenario for growth and development, as well as underestimate the complexity of creating sustainable communities. The consequences of such oversized projects extend beyond the immediate financial impact. Environmental disruption, both projects involve significant modification of the natural landscape. There's going to be a lot of resource misallocation. So funds are going to be tied up in oversized projects that could have been used for other pressing community needs. And of course, there's a maintenance burden for the oversized infrastructure requirements, maintaining them regardless of the usage level. And then there's the community impact. Failed grand projects can demoralize communities and erode trust in future development initiatives. The solution isn't to abandon ambitious projects entirely, but to ground them in reality. As Cayman Brac proceeds with its school project, the empty streets of California City serves as a reminder that build it and they will come is not a development strategy. It is a recipe for costly disappointment. The true measure of development success lies not in the grandeur of its vision, but in the ability to serve and sustain the community it's meant to benefit.
Raise your voice if it's not fair.